2025 is right around the corner. But before you start to think of any New Year's resolutions, it's time to secure up to 41,615 euro last-minute benefits before the end of the year. And if you follow the tips in this video, you will not just save the average 1,063 euros in taxes like everyone else, but a whole lot more. How can you do it? I'll show you how in this PerFinEx video. One thing that seems to be misunderstood a lot of times when it comes to saving taxes, it does not make any sense to do things only because they are tax deductible. The maximum income tax rate here in Germany is 42%. Actually, it's 45% and you might pay 2-point-something% solidarity tax on top, but then you need to earn close to 280k as a single person. So, realistically, for most of you guys watching, the maximum tax rate is 42%, which means you get 42 cents from Finanzamt for every euro you spend. And that's why it makes 0 sense to do random stuff only for the sake of tax deductibility, because you're still paying 58 cents out of your own pocket. But if you get a 42% tax benefit from the government when investing in ETFs or in real estate, things we'll talk about later on in this video, that is absolutely awesome, of course. The average German household spends 1,596 euros on insurances. Quite a lot, considering this doesn't even include health insurance or any types of pensions. This is only for liability insurance, household, legal insurance, disability, dental, all types of insurances you may or may not have, but for sure you don't give a f about. Let's be honest with each other here. Insurance is not the most fun topic. But what if I told you that you can probably save 15% of that 1,596 euros if you improve your insurances? Get rid of expensive insurances or insurances you don't need anymore and get the insurances that can save your life. A liability insurance is a must-have because it pays for all third-party damages, but 20% of Germans don't have it. And the disability insurance is another must-have because who pays for your life if you cannot work anymore? And that 78% of Germans don't have that insurance is an absolute shocker. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I know if I have good insurances or not? Good thing our free PerFinEx contract check will help you with that one. It might already be online by the time this video is released, so why don't you visit our website perfinex.de and find out if you really have the best insurances possible. The average German spends 684 euros a year on 3.3 subscriptions. And I'm sure you don't need Amazon Prime, Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus, DAZN, and all the others at the same time. I changed my mobile phone provider earlier this year and now I'm paying a third of what I was paying before. And I'm sure you can do something similar and save half of that 684 euros a year the average German spends. And if you want the A+, download an Excel from your bank and check your total spending to see if you really spend what you think you do or if you live way above your budget. And the last money move, before we come to the big bucks with more than 1,000 euros, secure the government bonuses for your Riester pension. Every adult with a Riester pension gets 175 euros a year from the government. And on top of that, you get another 300 euros a year for every child you have. And with the average woman having 1.35 kids, your total bonuses should be 445 euros a year with the Riester pension. And the best about this, you only need to invest 135 euros a month to get these bonuses. So why don't you book a free meeting with us on perfinex.de/meeting and then we can see together which Riester pension is the best for you. And if you don't have any kids, let's discuss if the other pensions, we'll talk about later on, with even more benefits, are better for you. 1,000 euro flat. That's how much you can get with your Sparerpauschbetrag. What's that? Investment profits here in Germany are taxed at what rate? Exactly, 25% flat. But thanks to the Sparerpauschbetrag, your first 1000 euro of investment profits will be completely tax-free. All you need to do is to give your bank the so-called Freistellungsauftrag. Bank or banks, because you can also split your 1000 euro between multiple banks. Now what if you hear about this for the very first time? Then it's a little late, because you might not make 1000 euro investment profits anymore for the rest of the year. Some banks might give you the taxes back. If not, no biggie, because you will get your overpaid taxes back when you file your tax return. Speaking of which, in the beginning of the video, we saw that the average tax return is 1063 euros. That's a lot of money, but if you act on the tips that are about to come, you will get a lot more. And it doesn't make any sense anymore to wait with your tax returns. File them ASAP. Before 2019, you got 6% interest if Finanzamt owed you money. But now you get only 0.15% per month or 1.8% per year. And you can get twice as much with the best savings accounts in Europe that you can find in the description. So it makes no sense anymore to wait filing your taxes. File them now and get your money back as soon as you can. And if you need any motivation for that, I'm thinking of declaring February as tax month here at PerFinEx, where we make only tax videos that will help you maximize your tax return as much as possible. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. If you own a property in which you live yourself, you don't get all the nice tax benefits of real estate investors we'll talk about later on. But there is one tax benefit homeowners get as well as people renting. If you get a handyman to repair things in your home, you can deduct 20% of that cost of a maximum of 6,000 euros a year. And 20% of 6,000 euros is 1,200 euros. Quick math. This is one of the options to increase your tax return and get more than the 1,063 euros the average gets. But even if you want nothing to do with your tax return at all, claim at least your Werbungskostenpauschale. You can sum up all your tax-deductible expenses like the handyman invoices we just talked about, or if you want the easiest tax return of your entire life, claim the 1,230 euros Werbungskostenpauschale. The Werbungskostenpauschale, or Arbeitnehmerpauschbetrag as it's also called, is a flat sum Finanzamt accepts as tax-deductible costs without any proof. And in 2024, this flat sum is 1,230 euros. So if you have less tax-deductible costs in real life, claim at least this. But if you have more, which is easy to do actually, claim your real expenses, of course, and maximize your tax return. And you cannot just get money from Finanzamt, but also from your health insurance. If you are the best customer in the world, you pay your monthly premium and don't incur any costs for your health insurance, they will reward you with a bonus called cashback. In the public health insurance, you need to actively switch to a cashback plan, and you need to request it from your insurance every single year. Then you can get a maximum of 600 euros a year. In the private health insurance, you don't need to request your cashback because it happens automatically, and you can get a lot more. With the average person paying maybe half of what they would pay in the public health insurance, 500 euros, and the average cashback being maybe 3 monthly premiums, you would get 1,500 euros every year because employee and employer part is subject to cashback. So if you earn more than 73,800 euro gross, the amount required to switch to the private health insurance next year, book a free meeting with us right here, and then we can see how much cashback you can get. Double your private health insurance cashback, 3,000 euro, you can get with the so-called Inflationsausgleich. Remember 2 years ago when the inflation rate here in Germany was about 9%? Prices have increased a lot and never recovered since then. And to help us pay for these higher prices, the government allowed employers to pay their employees up to 3,000 euros without any taxes or social security deductions. Absolutely awesome once in a lifetime opportunity that you can still get until the end of 2024. So if you didn't get it until now, definitely talk to your employer about this. Now, before we come to the last benefit, which must be a big one, because if you sum up all the numbers on the screen, we are still quite far away from the 41,615 euro I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Let's get you 4,000 euro tax benefits for all kinds of household services. This functions similar to the handyman invoices earlier on. If you hire someone to do household tasks, clean your home, mow your lawn, cook your food in your kitchen, you can deduct 20% of these costs from your taxes, up to a maximum of 20,000 euros a year, so 4,000 euros. And for the last one, before we come to the bonus tips, how many tax benefits do you get when investing in ETFs? None. Oh, what a surprise. It's even worse because you have to pay taxes on fictional profits before even locking them in, which I still find completely ridiculous. And if you want to hear me rage about this for 8 minutes straight, take a look at this video. And if you want to know how you can get up to 27,566 euro in tax benefits when investing in ETFs in your base pension level 1, then take a look at this video. And yes, you heard me right. You can get more than 27,000 euro tax benefits from the government when investing in ETFs. Important is just that you invest the money this year if you want the tax benefits this year. So, if you don't have an ETF-based pension just yet, get one now and let us know if we can help you select the best plan for your personal situation. And now let me talk about 2 bonus tips we cannot really put a price tag on because it depends on a lot of your personal factors. If you think about marrying right now, put in some thought if you want to do it on December 31st or on January 1st, because your marital status and your tax class on December 31st are the ones that are valid for the entire year. And can you save a lot of money when you get married or choose the right tax class? Yes, you can. And how much exactly? It depends on your income and the income of your spouse. We did some calculations in this video. Just know one thing before you get married, now head over heels thinking about tax savings. A divorce is a whole lot more expensive than tax benefits when being married. So don't marry solely for the purpose of saving taxes. And the by far biggest tax benefit you can get, depreciation from all the rental properties you own. So not for the property you live in yourself, but for the property or properties that you rent out. How much can you get? At least 2% of all the properties you own. So at least 2,000 euros for every 100k in properties you have, which means you can get a lot of tax benefits every single year. And that is why this point is the only one on the list with virtually unlimited tax benefits. That's how all these rich ass people pay less taxes than the average employee. All you need for that is just a lot of properties, of course. What did we learn in this video? There are a lot of options to save thousands and thousands of euros in taxes still this year. Can you save the full 41,615 euro plus even more money from the bonus tips? Maybe not, but at the very least you can act on some of the tips. And if we can help you with that, then let us know by booking a free meeting with us on perfinex.de/meeting. Thank you guys for watching until the very end, and happy Sunday everyone.